Ever since the Dark Horizon DLC dropped, the Remnant II community has been playing around with all the trinkets and weapons that it introduced to the game. There's been much discussion about systems and balance since, and some of the concerns that players had have already been addressed through post-launch patches by the dev team. There's the latest patch at the time of releasing this video, which attempts to balance some weapons and mods, some of which might be too strong or too weak. Several content creators and community members have given their opinions about these topics on the official Remnant 2 Discord server, where some of the game's developers are pretty active and are happy to discuss game balance. One of the concerns that many have raised is the state of the gun Anguish, which some consider to be too strong. I don't entirely agree with the community's view on Anguish, but I will admit that given that it's my favorite weapon in the game, I am pretty biased on the subject. This video, however, is not about Anguish. This video is about the Monorail. So in case you haven't played Remnant 2 or haven't played since the Dark Horizon DLC, here's a quick rundown of how the Monorail works. The Monorail has a charge mechanic, meaning that the more you charge your shot, the stronger the bonk is gonna be. There's, however, a catch to this. You see, if you fill the entire bar that you see in the gun, there's a 33% chance each frame after that you just blow up, instantly dying to your own stupidity. The mod increases charge speed by 25% and reduces recoil and sway by 75% for 20 seconds. More interestingly, while the mod is active, you gain 1% critical chance and critical damage for each 5% of the charge meter filled upon firing, resulting in a maximum of a 20% bonus. Moreover, the instant death mechanic is removed, letting you charge for a total of 3.6 seconds per shot, regardless of meter charge. Now, given the fact that this cap is time-based, this means that the Monorail's damage while the mod is active scales with charge speed bonuses, due to the fact that you're going to be able to charge the shot for a higher value. Look, I won't bore you with a math or a technical explanation. All you need to know is that the faster the bar goes, the faster the boss goes. So, why am I making this video? Well, you see, I tried to voice my opinion on the aforementioned Discord about the fact that this weapon is massively overtuned, and that it fundamentally breaks the game's design. The main counter-argument that I got during the discussion is that the Monorail is a high-skill weapon and that skill should be rewarded.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Yeah, listen, I don't care how good you are at the game. One-shotting bosses like this before they're even able to throw out an attack, especially with a setup like this which is not optimized to deal the highest amount of damage possible in a single shot, is simply not okay. To top it off, Monorail setups are the best option versus every single boss in the game. It isn't like this is only strong against bosses which have an easy to hit weak spot. You could argue that certain bosses have gimmicks that you can exploit, such as Primogenitor being very weak against Stasis Beam, but you can even use Monorail with a handgun using that mod. At the end of the day, however, these are only words in a script which I'm trying to use in order to convince you about the fact that this weapon is absurdly broken, but this is all subjective. So having that in mind, and considering that it is also pretty tough to compare power levels with other options in a game that is not PvP or massively multiplayer, I could simply accept the state in which the gun is and simply decide not to use it. Or I could be petty, pick up my most hated weapon in the game, and speedrun the toughest content that Remnant 2 has to offer, just to prove a point. I ended up with an in-game time of 39:56, which, just to put into perspective, a time of under 1 hour is considered pretty good, and the current world record for a boss rush Gauntlet in co-op is 50 minutes and 46 seconds. Also, did I mention that this co-op run was done in Survivor, while my run was performed on Apocalypse? Look, if a dev sees this, I am not necessarily advocating for nerfs to Monorail, even if my entire video points at it in a negative light. I do think that its current iteration is pretty silly, but if the dev team wants to leave it as it is, then by all means, it's your game. Just keep in mind that it's pretty hypocritical to nerf stuff like Anguish while things like Monorail and Invoker exist in their current state. So anyway, that's all from me. Thank you for watching this, and if you want to watch the entire run, I'll leave the link in the description of the video. Also, do let me know if you want a breakdown of the build that I used during this run, and till next time, go play some Remnant.